What's going down, everybody? Welcome back to the station. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Ray G. You can find me on Twitter at RayGQ. And this is the Dynasty Trade Show, episode 34. The goal of this show is just to give you an idea of where the Dynasty Fantasy Football community values current players week to week. We look at these trades very holistically, very 10,000-foot view. Can't dive into all the settings and super flex, 2-point per carry, blah, blah, blah. We can't do all of that. So we're just looking at the players, who's getting moved, how the community feels about these players, and just sort of give you my opinions on these trades. So if you're listening to this via audio, you're not tapped in on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the In the Lab podcast on FTN Network. Go to FTN Fantasy. Use the promo code ALLGAS at the checkout to save you a little something on your way out the door. And if you are peeping live, if you're here vibing with me, rocking with me, and you like the content, do us a huge favor. Hit the thumbs up button, like the content, and subscribe to the channel. As we approach the NFL draft, that's where the bread and butter is going to be made over here, keeping you one step ahead of your league mates, making sure you're prepared for your rookie drafts, for your dynasty startups, all types of stuff. We're going to make sure you hit on the Elijah Mitchells, make sure you hit on the players that are going to help you win fantasy titles. But we've got a lot of trades to get to, and I am a person who practices what he preaches, so I always start out with deals that I've made over the past week or two in Dynasty Fantasy Football, and because I am the host of this bad boy, I can give a little more context than I can with some other trades. So the first deal we are going to take a look at is a trade that I made in a league in which during the startup draft, I drafted complete youth. I mean, Rondell Moore, Jalen Waddle, Javonte Williams. I've got Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, first and second year players. So I am not competing for a fantasy title this year. So I sent away Russell Wilson for Zach Wilson, a first rounder in 2022 and a first rounder in 2023. Again, Zach Wilson, not the biggest fan, but he's better than Mike White, and he was the second overall pick. He's going to have longevity and staying power at the quarterback position in New York for at least the next 3 seasons. Russell Wilson in his 30s, less time in the game than more time, man, just didn't fit the mold of what my team was. And when I move a position in Dynasty, the way that I Dynasty, if I trade you the better asset, whether that's quarterback, running back, tight end, or wide receiver, I want one of those things coming back to me. So pivot down, quite a bit down from Russell Wilson to Zach Wilson, pick up 2 picks in the process. It made sense for me and the team that I have. Again, young team, Javonte Williams, a bunch of young receivers, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert. You add another young quarterback to the fold, pick up some draft capital in 2022 and 2023, and hopefully I can build that team up to be a contender for the long term. Got Ramondre Stevenson in there. Like I said, completely young team, pivoted off of Russell Wilson. I drafted him because he was the best value, knowing good and well he needed to be traded off my roster like before the end of the season. I had to get rid of Russ. Let me know what you think about the value I got in return. Maybe a little bit more, but I was happy with it. Get a young quarterback back, get 2 first-round picks for Russell Wilson on a team that I have. I felt like it was fine. I was okay with the deal. What else did old GQ do over the past week? Here's another trade. Competing for a title in this one. I wanted Kyle Pitts, and this was pre-Ramondre Stevenson breakout. So this was 4 days ago. But I acquired Kyle Pitts and Ramondre Stevenson for Ricky Seals-Jones and Nick Chubb. So down tier at running back from Chubb to Stevenson, but major upgrade at tight end with Kyle Pitts, although I know he's had kind of a rough couple of week stretch. I believe in Kyle Pitts in the long term. In this league, best ball format, tight end premium, running backs get a little bit per carry. And, you know, I pivoted back on Ramondre Stevenson. I wasn't a huge Ramondre Stevenson fan coming out of Oklahoma, but he dropped 30 pounds going into the Senior Bowl. And what I saw during the preseason, you couldn't deny it. He looks good. He looks a hell of a lot better than I gave him credit for. Ramondre Stevenson looks dope. He looks like a better running back than Damian Harris, anybody else in the Patriots backfield, and he's a young player. Love that deal for me, getting Kyle Pitts and Ramondre Stevenson for Nick Chubb. As great as he is, Ricky Seals-Jones didn't really care. I just knew he needed a tight end back. So here, you could take Ricky Seals-Jones, whatever. No big deal in my opinion. All right, what else did old GQ do over the past week in Dynasty? There's that one. And here's the big one that I made. And this is one where I think maybe I may have overpaid a little bit, but I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. I wanted Saquon Barkley for the home stretch. I wanted him for next season. So I traded away, pre-Aaron Jones injury, A.J. Dillon, DJ Moore, and a 2022 first, probably going to be anywhere from 109 to 112. I gave as a team that's going to be in the playoffs. I think he's like third in the league right now, 34th rated team in the league right now. So I gave up Moore, Dillon, a first, and then Trey Sermon, and I ended up getting Saquon Barkley and a 2022 third back. This was my thought process in this deal. I know that I only have, because I traded away all my 2022 picks, I only had 2 first rounders in 2022. I had a projected top 5 pick in 2022 and a back half of the first rounder. That's all I had in 2022. My running back core is not good. I've got Ramondre Stevenson, a couple of other backup, Khalil Herbert, Chuba Hubbard, Ronald Jones. I knew the running back core in best ball, and in this league, you only have to start one running back. You only got to start one. So in any league where I only have to start one running back, especially when it's best ball, I want as many pass catchers as I can possibly get. Like, I only need one running back. Give me some points. But if I'm going to get one, I want to get one of the better running backs. And Saquon, hopefully, if that ankle injury is okay, he's going to help me win the title this season. And then it allows me not to, because what I was going to do, I'm giving away my league secrets to anybody from the league that watches the show. I fully anticipated drafting a running back in 2022. With one of my 2 first-round picks, I was going to take a running back, whether that be Breece Hall, Isaiah Spiller, Kenneth Walker, one of those guys was going to be drafted. So I traded that pick. It eliminates, now I don't have to draft a running back because I have Saquon Barkley, and I'm more flexible with that projected top 5 pick. I can go wide receiver. I can go quarterback. I can trade it, move down. A.J. Dillon, he rolls into the starting running back role for the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. He looks a lot better than I thought. I think I don't know what he's going to be long term, but he definitely has staying power in the league, whether that's a high-end backup, low-end starter. We'll see how all of that unfolds over the next couple of years, but I know what Saquon Barkley is, and if I can get a talent like Saquon Barkley, he essentially replaces one of Isaiah Spiller or Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker that I would draft. Maybe an overpay, potentially a little bit of an overpay for Saquon. DJ Moore, Trey Sermon is non-existent. It doesn't matter. With Saquon for Moore, Dillon, and a first. I got the 2022 third rounder back, so I feel good about that. And we'll see how it works out. Y'all let me know. Did I overpay for Saquon? Would you prefer Saquon? Would you rather have DJ Moore, A.J. Dillon in the first? I think that was a good package for Checker 11383. But I'm pretty happy with getting Saquon Barkley for this season and beyond. Still very much a believer in his talent and don't have a lot of Saquon Barkley across my dynasty leagues. All right, those were my deals. Let's get into deals that the other patrons made. So on this trade, we have Mac Jones, a 2022 second rounder, and a 2023 first rounder being acquired for Cortland Sutton, David Montgomery, a 2023 third, and a 2022 third. I'm going to assume this is super flex, considering the fact that you move Montgomery and Cortland Sutton and Mac Jones was brought back in return. This is a 100% slam dunk on the Mac Jones side. You got a 2023 first, a starting quarterback that's top 10 in every statistical category in the NFL as a rookie, and a second rounder in 2022 for Cortland Sutton, David Montgomery, and some thirds? I mean, well done. Well done, Flair Spion, Flair Spoonin, whatever your damn name is. Well done. Getting Mac a first and a 2022 second for Sutton, Montgomery, and some thirds? Man, that's easy. Easy money. Love it. Again, a starting quarterback, and I know you don't make this deal. I hope you don't make this deal in single quarterback leagues. But in Superflex, a first, a second, and Mac Jones for Sutton, Montgomery, and some thirds? Come on, man. We ain't got to spend a lot of time on that. Easy money. Give me Mac Jones. I told y'all tap in, subscribe to the channel. While the whole world was telling you Mac Jones was going to be a bust, We had you locked and loaded here, telling you Mac Jones was going to be good, and he looks like he's going to be pretty damn good. Maybe he's not the high-end elite upside of a Lamar Jackson because he doesn't run, but he's a rock-solid quarterback for you in Superflex. If he's your QB2, you're in good hands with Mac Jones at QB2. A quarterback can get you 2-3 touchdowns a week. I know he only had 198 yards, didn't need him to do much, but he's not turning the ball over. Top 10 in the NFL in every statistical category for the quarterback position. Good getting Mac Jones right there for Cortland Sutton and David Montgomery. Here we go. Raptor 1523. I'll just say I love this deal for you. I mean, I don't love Jared Goff, but the fact that you are doing the smart thing, and if you tap in, I've been telling you, start getting those 2024 picks now. He gets Jared Goff, a 2022 first, a 2023 second, and a 2024 first-round pick from Ninja Ginger for Ryan Tannehill, a 2023 third, a 2024 second, and a 2024 fourth-round pick. Slam dunk. Great job. Round of applause for Raptor 1523 getting 2 first-round picks, a 2023 second, and Jared Goff for Ryan Tannehill, because that's what it was. You got 2 first and a premium second-round pick in 2023 for Ryan Tannehill. Well freaking done, my friend. That was a hell of a trade. Love that deal for you. Really good trade. Those picks are going to be worth gold in the near future. And Ryan Tannehill, although he's playing well now, how much longer is he going to have that starting role for? I don't know. If I can pivot off of Tannehill and get 2 firsts and a second in 2023, I'm doing that 10 out of 10 times. Good job, man. Good trade. All right. This one is interesting, and now we've got the hindsight bias of Jimmy Garoppolo just having played last night. I think he's going to be a starting quarterback when he's no longer one in San Francisco. He's going to be a starting quarterback in another location. So this trade, Jimmy Garoppolo and Myles Gaskin were acquired for Laviska Shenault, Terrace Marshall, and Ramondre Stevenson. I think I would rather have Marshall, Stevenson, and Shenault. I don't believe Shenault is the player that we think he's going to become or we want him to be. Terrace Marshall, we'll see how that shakes out. Still young. You don't bail on rookies early on, especially rookies who haven't been on the field. You don't know what you have in Terrace Marshall. And Ramondre Stevenson. You get 3 young players. I love Stevenson. Still got a lot of faith in Marshall. And whatever you get out of Viska, you get out of Viska. Myles Gaskin will not be a starting running back in this NFL come 2022. Jimmy Garoppolo, I do think he'll start somewhere in 2022 when they trade him or release him, because Trey Lance is coming sooner rather than later. Even though Jimmy G's playing decent football right now, you don't draft a kid number 3 overall to not play him. I would rather Ramondre, Laviska, and Terrace Marshall on this side of the deal. Acquiring Jimmy G at this point, I'm going to assume that you needed some QB help. You want him to, push for a title. I don't know if Jimmy G moves the needle to that degree, but giving up Ramondre, Marshall, and Shenault, I don't think I would have done that. Don't think that would have been a move that I made personally. I like the Ramondre side of that deal. Let's talk about the non-existent Darren Waller. My man Ryan McDowell from DLF, DynastyLeagueFootball.com, tweeted out that this season Darren Waller's only scored over 12 fantasy points 3 times this season. Week 1, Week 4, and Week 9, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. But Darren Waller was acquired for Mike Gesicki, McCole Hardman, a 2022 second, and 2 2022 third-round picks. Yes, Darren Waller, but Mike Gesicki's been really good this year. And outside of a 7-target, 0 reception game, which is just insane that he didn't have any damn catches, I don't know, long term. Yes, Waller better than Gesicki. Yes. So let me start by saying that. I guess. Sure. I guess. I don't know. Yes, Waller is better than Gesicki. I get it. But Mike Gesicki is a good tight end. McCall Hardman, an ancillary piece in a good offense. Some second rounders, some third rounders. I probably would take Darren Waller. I don't know. It doesn't excite me to any degree. I mean, you got the best player in the deal, so you start there, Darren Waller. I don't know. It's Darren Waller. I guess I don't know. I'm indifferent on this trade. The Darren Waller is who you want. I like Mike Gesicki as well, but Darren Waller is who you want. I have no clue. Y'all tell me. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Next deal. A.J. Brown, Quez Watkins, and Mark Ingram. So really this trade was for A.J. Brown. What did this individual have to give up? And we blurred out all the names. Why do we do this? Put the damn names on here to shame whoever made bad deals. We must shame those who make bad trades. So A.J. Brown was acquired for 2 first-round picks, one in 2022, one in 2024, a 2022 second, and a 2023 fourth rounder. So a bunch of picks for A.J. Brown. One of the first rounders doesn't even come until 2024. I love getting those picks. I want A.J. Brown. I'd rather have A.J. Brown than the picks. Quez Watkins, maybe best ball type wide receiver. I don't think he's ever going to be a consistent target for Philadelphia. Mark Ingram, we know is just that's not going to be anything for long. I'd rather have A.J. Brown. Give me A.J. Brown over the picks. Even though those first rounders are valuable, A.J. Brown is even more valuable. I want A.J. Brown in this deal. All right, let's go to 2 players let's get that off the screen. 2 players, 2 trades featuring a player who we have no clue what's going on. We have no clue what's going on with this player, but I'm seeing him traded for like crazy in Dynasty right now, and I'm talking about Calvin Ridley. So let's look at where Calvin Ridley's value is currently at based on some of these deals that were made. Calvin Ridley was acquired for, Dalton Schultz, AJ Green, and Marquez Callaway. Wow, this is this just highlights buy low. AJ Green, Callaway could both not have jobs next year. Could both. And Dalton Schultz, love me some Dalton Schultz. Told you Dalton Schultz is going to be the tight end 1 in Dallas. Another good call by old GQ. But Calvin Ridley, Ridley may not play ever again. Ridley may never play football again. We could have seen the last of Calvin Ridley. But if all I have to give up is AJ Green, Dalton Schultz, and Marquez Callaway for the off chance that he does come back, that he truly just needed half a season, 4 or 5 weeks, the whole entire rest of this season, he'll be back next year, to acquire Calvin Ridley for peanut shells, in my opinion, outside of a 2-point tight end premium league, 2 points per reception, I think that's a fine bet to make. Callaway, who cares? AJ Green, who cares? Dalton Schultz, I like you, but I'd rather have Calvin Ridley. One more time, if this is all it costs to get Calvin Ridley, I would probably just hold. I don't see why Jake 8 Morgan made this deal. I don't know. I'd rather have Ridley. I'm not dumping Ridley for that. I'm not doing it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Cannot do it. Would not do it. Bad. I don't like that deal. And we're going to finish it out with a big one. Featuring Calvin Ridley and a lot of other moving pieces. So we have Calvin Ridley, Rashad Bateman, Mac Jones, and a 2022 first-round pick being acquired for Dak Prescott, Courtland Sutton, and Jeremy McNichols. It's Dak and Courtland Sutton for Ridley, Bateman, Jones, and a first. Whew. Okay. Best player in the deal, Dak Prescott. Easily. This is super flex. Easy Dak Prescott. Second best player in the deal, super flex, is probably Mac Jones. Followed by Bateman. Followed by Sutton. Then Ridley. Then the first and McNichols. I love me some Dak. Y'all know I am a Cowboys homer. True and true. True and through. Through and true. Tried and true. However the saying goes. I am a big Cowboys fan. I don't think... Dak is an elite quarterback. Elite. Top 5 dynasty quarterback. Hell, in my opinion, top 3 dynasty quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Dakota Rain Prescott. Dakota Prescott. Mack, Bateman, Ridley. If Ridley comes back, it's a landslide for that side. I mean, you get a first-round pick, 2 young, talented wide receivers, a young quarterback. For Dak, that's a hell of a haul for Dak Prescott. If you're getting all that for Dak, that's not bad. Now, Dak is elite. Sutton is a very, very good receiver. Still don't know who the number 1 in Denver is. It looks like it's Jerry Jeudy, but without competent quarterback play, it's really hard to say. I think I like the package side. I love you, Dak, but if I can get Mack, Bateman, what Ridley could become, and a first-round pick in 2022, and I'm just going to assume since it's coming from the team that traded for Dak Prescott, that pick may be late, but you're still looking at David Bell. You're still looking at potentially Kyron Williams, George Pickens, maybe Drake London if he slips because of the injury. So now you've got Drake London, Calvin Ridley, Rashad Bateman, and Mac Jones for Dak and Courtland Sutton. You've got George Pickens, Bateman, Ridley, and Mac Jones for Dak Prescott, Courtland Sutton. I'm taking the package. I think that's a good deal. And Ridley was thrown in. Even if it's just Bateman, Mack in the first, Dak and Sutton versus those 3, I still like Mac Jones, Bateman in the first. I love Dak Prescott. We know what he is. But getting those players, getting those 4 assets for 2, that's the side of the trade that I would land on. So there it is. This week's edition, or the first installment of this week's edition of the Dynasty Trade Show. We went through about 8 trades, and we'll have some more trades that we'll go through later this week on episode 35. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Y'all have a great day. Make sure you subscribe to the End of the Lab podcast on FTN Network. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like the content, and I will be back with more later this week. I'm out. Peace.